Right, welcome in everybody. Welcome to the week. Just saw that power card. We've got a lot going on this week as per usual. The end of 2024 is just action packed. So we just started the setup phase of Mars going retrograde. We have Pluto going direct this week. It's still at 29 degrees of Capricorn, however, until the 19th of November, and that's when it fully steps into Aquarius. And we have Jupiter going retrograde this week. So let's see what wants to come through for this message. It does feel to me a little bit two steps forward, one step back, which is not as bad as one step forward, two steps back, which is where we've been. So let's see what's going on here. Although Jupiter in retrograde can feel a little bit difficult to people, because we always think of Jupiter as luck and opportunities and everything like that. But Jupiter in retrograde is internally working on things and internally expansive energy. So I don't really mind it. I was born with Jupiter in retrograde, so I don't really mind it all that much. Meditate. Okay, here we go. There's the Jupiter energy of lucky ruling Sagittarius. So there's something here about gifts coming through when you're starting a meditative practice, or if you have. Some of you are a couple weeks into a meditation practice and you're like, I don't know, nothing's really happening. But I feel like this week could be the big game changer. Oh, yes. There's the truth card. Yes, indeed. Divine masculine. Wow. What is this? Karmic path. Some of you will have a divine masculine coming back into your life to share some kind of truth. For quite some time, all of the energy that you're seeing on the planet, especially in patriarchal situations, governments, right? Pluto in that energy of Capricorn, of patriarchy. It's sort of like the energy has to come out. It has to come up and out. And I almost feel like some of you, your divine masculine energy, we all have both, right? Feminine and masculine. So anything that you're doing that isn't working, it's sort of like you've got to look internally for that reason. You can no longer blame something external to you. Okay. This is really going to be a lot of karmic energy for all of us, and for us to kind of look at ourselves and just say, you got no one to blame but yourself. And I don't even like the word blame because I feel like that's kind of low vibe, but you've got no one to point to, or no one's coming to rescue you except you. Okay. So this is a time to take responsibility. The 9 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, the 8 of Wands. Here's that King of Pentacles energy and the 2 of Pentacles. Some of you are going to get a visit or get a call or get some kind of some kind of conversation going from a person who is going through this. Some of you could have a call or have a visitation, maybe even in dreams, right? From a divine masculine that is, how shall we say, screwing up. Okay. But in terms of where they're putting their masculine energy, like they don't realize that they're, do what you've always done. You're going to get what you've always got. But this masculine is like, okay, but it doesn't work anymore. There's something that doesn't work anymore. Like it used to be that I could just continue down this road and I could just continue to do something in my life, right? I could continue to eat like I'm 24 years old. I could continue to drink like I'm 24 years old. I could continue to spend money like it's like I have been. Maybe if you've got mounds of debt, there's some kind of, come to Jesus moment here because of this karmic path one. It's something that you've been actively doing. Now, Mars is in its setup phase of going to go retrograde, but not till later this year. Just going to do this a little bit, but not till later this year in December. But the next 2 months, so Mars is just slowing down is what's happening. And the next 2 months, you're going to see that what you've always done isn't going to get the same results. And that could cause rage or anger. And so you'll see that in the world too, that, oh, well, it used to just work for me to, punitive, whatever kind of lower vibe masculine energy is, which is about domination and control. those things aren't working anymore. Okay, those things aren't working anymore. So Hierophant, Magician, and the Eight of Swords. This is about us not keeping our head in the sand. Okay, this maybe some of you might need to go to a guru or a guide or a teacher. Some of you, you're masculine. If you're taking this as a twin flame reading, fair enough. Some of you, your masculine is coming to the point where whatever they're doing isn't working anymore. Okay, now let's see. Oh yeah, Five of Swords, the World, the Hermit. What did I say about a guru or a guide? Some of you are the guru or guide. Okay, you might have people coming to you, especially those who are identifying very strongly as masculine energy. King of Pentacles, someone who used to rule the world in terms of financial, whatever they used to do doesn't work anymore. Let's just say that they've always been kind of domineering, controlling, whatever. And their partner could be you, whoever this is, whoever you're dealing with, or whoever this is on the planet. Domination and control is like going to give them the opposite of what they want. So, you know, they used to do it in order to keep people in line, and now it's sending people scattering to the four winds. And so if this is something that you're doing, if you're kind of like, you know what, this isn't working anymore, I just need to figure it out. The Hermit here and the Five of Swords. If I used to dominate people or control people, or if you used to be in a relationship with someone who dominated and controlled, or you still are, we're getting to the point where it's not that you don't scare me anymore. It's just that I'm not taking this anymore. Okay. There's the Rage, Knight of Swords, the Empress, and the outcome of Four of Wands. So this has a beautiful kind of setup to the next step or the next level, which is something really lovely. The Empress and the Four of Wands. These are both twin flame cards. And it's sort of like the masculine has to go internal, right? If Mars is setting up to retrograde, we have Pluto going direct this week, and we have Jupiter going in retrograde. So there's a lot of like, that feels like a lot of jerky energy to me. And it feels like, but Jupiter and Pluto are much slower moving planets than Mars. Okay. And so Mars may be able to kind of flip on a dime, and like, there wasn't, I don't get it. It wasn't that big a deal. But now that Mars energy is slowing down. So there's just this feeling of like, I can no longer just push things along here. I have to really take responsibility, or I have to see my own behavior. I have to see someone else's behavior in the light. Not something that I'm kind of, like magician, like making it go away, right? Like painting it with fairy dust and unicorns. That's the sticking your head in the sand thing. Some of you are in a commitment with somebody that you're just not wanting to see the truth about. Or a long-term relationship, you're just not wanting to see the truth. It's like, this is like, I'm just going to say this because this is showing up for me. There's somebody out here watching this video that you're going to see what you're doing is ultimately fighting with your father. And what I mean by that is you're either in a relationship with somebody and you're trying to reclaim, like daddy, you're trying to reclaim where they're like the knight in white shining armor. Maybe they've fallen off the horse. Maybe this is, and a lot of times we're in relationships with people in order to rehabilitate the parent we had the most trouble with, or the parent we were closest to. It can be either one. I've seen it with both. I've seen it, relationships that you're usually in a relationship with somebody that you've had the most trouble with as a parental figure. But it could, for me, this is like, so let me just give you an example. So a long time ago, a friend of mine who was married to a person, we were constantly talking about like how it's like their mother, how they're like their mother and everything like that. But at the end of the day, what was going on was something about their father. And I was like, oh, wow, I did not see that coming. I didn't see. So there's Empress here, but there's also Hierophant and King of Pentacles. There's this sense of like, working through some issues by doing it through the energy of your twin flame. And that's really what twin flame's about. It's about bringing us into a new world, which is right in the center here, the world. It's bringing us into a new world, a new recognition of things. We are going towards age of Aquarius. We are rapidly transforming crystalline bodies. We are rapidly transforming in our awareness within a couple years. This is all going to be shifted. And so there's no hiding or sticking your head in the sand. That's why a lot of this is coming up right now. Because I feel like those of you who come on my channel, especially those of you who are identifying as twin flames or have had this kind of experience that I'm discussing here, it is really your time to heal. Like there's no more, you can't hit the snooze bar again. Okay. And some of you are being shoved by spirit to step into your gifts. Some of you are needing to see more clearly because we have this truth energy of what is being presented to you and what's the real truth of it. Okay. So a lot of times it's something that we don't want other people to see about us. It's internal. Sometimes we don't want to see that a person is really toxic if we really love them and we really, don't want that to be true, right? We don't want it to be true. Some of us are in the rehabilitation business of, trying to turn someone into a knight in shining armor when they're nothing like that at all. And I feel like that other person, this is on an energetic level. I feel like if you're married to somebody or you're with somebody or you're in a relationship with somebody, it could be a sibling or it could be a friend, and you're constantly saying to them, oh, that's not who you are. Oh, that's not who you are. That gets irritating after a while, even energetically speaking. So let me just give you an example. So let's say that you are in a relationship with somebody who actually really is super toxic. And it's been kind of on the bubble. Like kind of harmless, but not harmless. Not totally harmless. You could handle it. There was a lot of things you could do to manage it. You could get yourself, you could sort of control the situation. But your behavior with them, you're behaving with them as if they're the person you want them to be, and that's not who they are. Even if they really are somebody toxic, your behavior toward them that says, oh no, you're an angel, or oh no, you're this, you're that enrages them. You should know that. So trying to, wallpaper over the cockroaches, especially someone who is toxic, they're going to act out because deep inside, they know who they are. And they're trying to use that to get to you energetically. And you're like, oh no, you're sweet and wonderful. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I feel like some of you are dealing with people that you're trying to paint for yourself as being however they are, good, kind, generous, wonderful people. And only through some kind of truth, gonna see it. All right, you're gonna see it. Jupiter going retrograde this week. Jupiter's in Gemini. Jupiter's not super happy in Gemini because it's the opposite sign of its rulership, which is Sagittarius. And so Jupiter in Gemini, especially going retrograde, like I said, that's where my placement is as in my birth chart. And other things around it kind of make it better. But Jupiter retrograding in the sign of Gemini for all of us, where's Gemini in your chart? Those are the communications. Those are the communications that straightforward, straight up truth. Gemini and Sagittarius, all about truth. All about truth. And when you stick your head in the sand, you're denying the truth. Okay, so I feel like this week there's no more of sticking your head in the sand, and I feel like this moves you toward being your guide guru self, or you're seeking out a guide or guru. We talk about this in Pathfinders all the time about like, I hear the questions of like, how can I help this person heal? How can I, and what they're really saying is, how can I make them different? And it's really, it may or may not be on that person's path to be different than what they are. And so it behooves us to see this person more clearly. I think that's what the truth of this is. Because in the middle of the night, you are seeing this more clearly. But during the day, it's like I'm putting my head in the sand. And so I feel like this person is going to get pissed this week and act out. And it can even be, all right, so it can even be that they're hiding some kind of truth, and they're trying to live that life that you want, who you want them to be. They're trying. But this week, no. They break through. So Pluto going direct in Capricorn is going to be this final upsurging of especially masculine energy that says, you know what? You want me to be this generous, kind provider person, but I am not that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be your protector. I don't want that. And that may sound really like, ew, like, okay, that's the masculine archetype. What if that were to be told to you? That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be at all. So some of you could be having a masculine speaking some kind of truth this week. Some of you could have your own masculine energy speaking some kind of truth this week. And I want to say, spoiler alert, I like that we're going in this direction. So let's keep going and let's see where we're going. We are making some kind of big dramatic shift this week. So let's continue. All right. If you want to continue on with me, if this is your story, there's a link below. If you're part of Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.